Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest show on the planet. Welcome back to the Fallout Roundtable. I am your host, Maverick Stone, and today we have a special episode. But first, before we continue, let me introduce everyone that's here with me today. We have Jaxus, Gingerino, Sassy Lady, and a big fan, Warpath.
Welcome.
Late for supper.
Call him anything but late for supper.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Everyone just say hi.
Doing good.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hey, what's
Just say hi.
up? Do you have AC going over? Do you have AC going on over there, Aaron? I can see things flapping in the background.
It'd be the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing flapping is a ribbon from fair a few years back.
Nice. Is it hot down there as well?
Are you in Texas?
No, I'm in Tennessee.
Oh,
Man.
jeez.
Tennessee is
bad.
just as hot right now.
I'm in
North
Canada
Carolina.
and
It's
things
not
are
that
hot.
bad.
This is supposed to be
Not-
a frozen hostile wasteland, and even
No.
I'm dying of heat.
This
Dude,
weekend.
I was just
tropical.
in Tennessee. I was just in Tennessee this last week.
So what's our
It's-
topic today?
It's been downright nice.
Well,
this week.
before we get to our topic, how about you search us up on our YouTube channel? If you're not watching, how you search us up is the Fallout Roundtable. And then Fallout and then Roundtable, all one word.
Almost. You almost had it. There was like the landing
Almost
was
did.
real good.
So close.
You know when a plane lands and it bounces
Almost
once and then
only
it
got the
lands
worst.
a second time? That was like you landed really good the first time and then the plane fell apart on that second part.
No,
It was good, though.
I lost
Apart?
I lost my front
It just
front
shuddered.
wheels, and now I'm just skidding on the runway at this point. We also have Twitter at Fallout RTB. If you want to send us an email, do it with falloutrtb@gmail.com. Okay,
Ta-da.
we skidded, but we made it.
You did it.
Yeah. Now on to our topic. Our topic is a fantastic one. Our special one. What do you think it would be special though about it? Like what's special?
I can tell you what's special. So we keep telling people, if you want to talk about something, bring up an idea, let us know, and come on the show and talk about it. And that's what's happening today. This topic was brought to us by Aaron, our guest today. And the topic is, you want to talk about it, Aaron? You want to tell us what we're talking about today?
I brought up the topic of favorite DLC. It's the only thing I
Yeah.
haven't covered yet. So why
There
not?
you go. Everybody's got a favorite. Everybody talks about what's better, what's worse, and we can talk about it. We can debate it. We can whatever you want to do.
Heck yeah, favorite DLC. Oh man, this is gonna be good.
DLC.
Gonna be good. And there's a lot of them.
I'm all hyped. I'm all hyped.
You must have had
for
caffeine
All right,
this.
today.
all right, let's do the trivia part now. Who can tell me what all the DLCs are?
All of them.
Okay, let's go.
Don't even get me started.
3, 4, New Vegas.
There's 4 in New Vegas.
Yeah, there's
There's
four.
4 in New
I think-
Vegas.
Operation
there's-
Anchorage.
Yeah. Operation
3.
Anchorage, that's 3.
That's
Steel,
Broken Steel, yeah.
3.
Aaron's got it.
Mothership.
Point Lookout, Mothership
3.
Zeta,
3.
Okay. 3
Dead
for 3.
Money,
New Vegas.
That's New Vegas. We had a really
Lonesome
big
Road,
discussion.
which was my
Lonesome
favorite.
Road. That's my son's favorite. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was called. All right.
Dead Money,
Dead
That's
Money
what
and
it
Lonesome
was.
Road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honest
I forgot
Hearts,
about that.
Honest Hearts.
Honest Hearts.
That was another
Old
one I
World
liked.
Blues.
and then after New Vegas, I have no clue.
Really?
Well, in Fallout 4,
So-
there was Fair Harbor.
Fair
Far
Harbor.
Harbor,
Fair
Nuka
Harbor.
World.
Nuka World.
And
And then
what
it
that-
was
what was the
and then there
Mechanist
was-
one?
Those contraptions.
contraptions,
is that what it was?
workshops or something like that.
Yeah, and there was Vault
Yeah.
88 as well. But what was the Mechanist one?
I think.
It was in contraptions, wasn't it?
Oh, it was? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. Hold on. Hold you up here. Hold up.
I had to
Just give me a
Google.
sec.
Don't get lost in Google.
Are you the Googling as well?
I'm googling
Goo-goo.
because I like.
I'm goo-gooing, just like Gingerino's kids over there goo-gooing.
Animatron. It's the
Or
animatron
he's
add-on.
doing, oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is the
no.
animatron. It's the animatron, Wasteland Workshop, Bahaba, Contraptions.
Since it
I
was
don't think you
Warpath.
used the right accent there, Mav. That was the wrong
Yeah,
one.
because I think
Bahaba.
Fallout 4 had the most, right?
Bahaba.
Like 6 or something, but only half
There
of
was
them were really
6.
story. You know.
It was on. There were 6
Mhm.
DLCs in Fallout 4.
Yeah, and
Only
then you're
3 of
forgetting
them were story based.
the Gunner's
I just said
There was
Arsenal
that.
actually a couple
DLC.
in New Vegas that were not story based. There was Gunrunner's Arsenal.
Ooh.
The
I feel
know
like
about
for the sake of the conversation, unless we
John
feel
Frank
really
was the other
strongly,
one.
really strongly about an item-based one or a crafting-based one, I feel like the story ones are probably going to
Right.
be the main focus.
That's what I was thinking too. Like
Yeah,
the story-based
likely.
ones, the ones that actually added
Oh,
more
unless your favorite
game
happens to,
content.
because we're talking about your favorite.
Oh yeah, definitely. If
Yeah.
anyone's favorite
Yeah,
is, but I'm
definitely,
My
absolutely.
making it- I'm
favorite
calling
one's
it.
the one where they put the little thingy on my gun. It makes it look really cool when I shoot it down the range.
You
It
mean a
makes-
mod?
I'm just calling it right now. I don't think anyone's going to say any of those
Not
ones.
not any of us probably. You know us. We're
Nope.
we're story based.
Nope.
we like more story. Give me more story.
So I would think since it's Aaron's topic, I would probably pass the question to him first. And what's his favorite DLC?
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll go my honorable mention first. Honorable mention was Broken Steel. Because that actually allowed you, in the story in Fallout 3, as you know, the Enclave kills your dad, and then wants you to commit genocide. So Broken Steel allows you to actually gain a little measure of revenge against them. But
That's
as
true.
I stated earlier, my absolute favorite though was Lonesome Road. The fact that you have to go in by yourself, and then you come across Eddie, and he's basically like your little conscience the whole way, your little Jimmy
Yeah.
Cricket. But the final fight just had this Metal Gear Solid feel to it. You and Ulysses squaring off. It's good and evil, basically. And you just, you're surrounded by nukes, and you know that the fate of the world rests on your shoulders. You have no choice but to succeed.
I like, man, that's such a good one. I remember I felt like I was descending into hell when I was doing the Lonesome Road one.
Yeah.
Like, just the way the levels progressed worse and worse.
Yeah.
And what was it? Was it an alpha Deathclaw? Or was it like a mini-me Deathclaw that was partway through? Anyone
I don't
remember that?
remember. I watched
know the
my
mini
son
Death
play it.
Claw
No,
was
I haven't played in
Mini Death
forever.
Claw was Old World Blues.
That was
Right.
Old World Blues. There was a special Deathclaw in Lonesome Road. That was the thing that ended my streak. I had gotten from the beginning almost to the end, and then some like legendary ass Deathclaw ended my streak. But that whole thing was great, especially since Ulysses he's following you the whole way.
Yeah.
There's one map I think where a bridge loads in. If you VATS at the right spot, you can actually like get the VATS to ping him way in the distance. Can't hit him obviously, but
Oh wow, really?
he's there watching you the whole trip, like from the moment you enter the DLC to when you meet him.
Creepy. No, I'm just kidding.
A little bit.
Well, he was part of the Legion, so yeah, I'd say he's a little creepy.
It's just a neat detail, especially since you can totally miss it.
It is a very cool. I know my son really enjoyed that one just because of the whole vibe of being, because he really likes, his favorite is New Vegas. His whole thing is the courier, and this whole, you're out there, you're alone, you're trying to do, you got to accomplish this thing, and you have to, and then you're like set with this big, what is it that, isn't that the one, the conundrum that you're going to either, don't you have to like deliver the package that's going to help nuke or somebody in that, I haven't played it.
No, you well, spoilers obviously.
You
You
launch
delivered
nukes.
a package.
Okay.
Go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
You do launch nukes in the beginning that hit the
Yeah.
divide.
Oh,
And then
right.
at the end, you're given the choice of who to nuke. Which
Okay, yeah.
I
That
chose,
was
the goody two-shoe route, and didn't have the bombs blow themselves up.
yeah.
You should have at the very last, goody goody two shoes the whole run. Last thing you do, blow up the goody goody two shoes. Twist ending. That's
Plot
Warpath.
twist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if I had picked a target, it'd have been the Legion anyway. So
There you go.
That's not the good ending, though, right?
That depends what the definition of good is, I
I guess
suppose.
that's true. That is true.
I love how it like ties in stuff from the beginning of the game, like when you first go to Prim and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you're that courier. Some other dude walked away from it because he saw your name and freaked the hell out." And you're like, "What does that have to do with the story?" I wonder if that was originally planned in the base game and they had to put it in DLC because they didn't have time, or if they just put that in the base game and then made something up later. I don't know.
Doesn't that get mentioned during the actual gameplay as well? Like,
Yeah, in the base
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
mentioned this other courier who saw you on a list and then
And said,
walked
"Nope."
away.
Yeah,
Right.
noped out. Right.
But I wonder how
Yeah.
much Obsidian planned the Lonesome Road out before the base game released.
I mean, it's
Hmm.
possible that they already had that in mind and they
It might
wanted
have
to
been
tie
part of
in.
the original story that they didn't use and
Maybe that
decided
was
to
it.
bring it in after the fact.
Yeah,
That
maybe it
would
was
be
one
like
of the
too
things-
much.
That would be one of those, like, things you write down and wait until we can get a chance to actually talk to a dev.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they were on a
Right.
time. They had like 18 months to do New Vegas, so
Yeah. So.
and
Maybe that was
Obsidian
it.
is big on their writing, so you know how they go.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just had too much content and couldn't get it all done, and they thought, well, we'll save it for DLC or something.
The last DLC.
Right.
Hey, we'll come back to this later.
Yeah,
Right.
After we do
Put a
the
pin
Dark
in it.
Souls DLC.
but that's pretty cool that there is a tie-in.
So, Maverick, what about you? What's your DLC of choice?
My favorite DLC is the Mothership Zeta DLC in Fallout 3.
Well, can't go bad with that one.
No, probably because you're not in the map pretty much at all. It's kind of like the pit where you're in a separate map by itself.
Another zone.
Yeah, another zone where it's outside of the main map.
And it's very, very different.
Yeah, and when you're up in the sky, up in space. Because I am a space nerd. I love my space. in
Oh
more
man, that
ways than
website's
one.
been out for a while. I haven't seen MySpace since Facebook.
I
came
never
out.
even used it ever.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, never. I was too young for MySpace. No,
I was
Yeah.
saying that particular discussion.
but anyway, it sort of, because I watched the DLC because I never got to it because I only got the base game for Fallout 3. So I watched it on YouTube like the whole way because I was like, I want to see what this is. It was mostly for this podcast, really.
So you haven't
Oh.
played it?
I have, but I haven't at the same time. I haven't
Oh.
finished it.
Gotcha. It's cool.
I haven't finished it, but I really like it though.
I had one irk with it because it was the first DLC I played, and I didn't realize that like you shouldn't take all your crap with you because they were going to take it away, and you were supposed to be able to get it back, but somehow my game glitched or something, and I couldn't get back to the cabinet where all my stuff was stashed. So I lost like my Lincoln repeater, which was my favorite gun, and everything. And so I was
Tragic.
PO'd. It was tragic, actually. I was really annoyed because, you can't just go back and respawn a Lincoln repeater. So,
Well, were you playing on
Nah.
PC?
no.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Well, this was
It
before I...
explains a lot.
This
This
was
was in my
before the
early
days
days.
of computers. There was no
Yeah.
PCs back then.
No, we didn't have computers then.
Well, the
No, this
funny
was
thing
back
is,
in...
Well,
I
at least
played
good
these
enough
DLCs without
PCs.
even knowing I was playing them, because when you kind of like re-download the game after so many years and play
Yeah,
it again,
exactly.
it like automatically loads all the DLCs on you if you've already got them purchased, and you'll
Well,
just kind of wander into them
I
on
just
accident.
bought the Game of the
Oops.
Year edition. I didn't know what was what. It was just all
Yeah,
there.
it's like, here, it's all right here.
It's all
Yep.
here.
Yeah, that's what I did for Fallout 4. I got the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, same.
Go
But
to
It's so much cheaper.
it is so much. I mean, I can't imagine buying 6 different things, but I mean, we would have,
Right.
but
I did.
yeah. But we're behind on everything, so yeah, it makes
That's
sense.
because you just like to burn money.
I do. Oh my god, I have such
He was
a
a
bad
kid then.
relationship with
Now he has a
finances.
kid. He'll
Nuh-uh.
learn.
Nuh-uh. Fallout 3 was my first big boy game.
He
Yeah,
First
bought that
big
in-
boy game?
I was
You bought that in
eight,
college.
I was
Really,
18
kid?
years old. It was the first game I bought that had an M on the front, and I bought it with my own money. And I was like,
Aw.
I'm a man now, Ma. Look at me.
Look at me, I
Look at
bought
me
a
playing
mature
Fallout
game.
3. I did think it was a first-person shooter.
I
yeah.
remember this in one of our earlier episodes, which
Yeah.
no one ever knows how I got into Fallout because
Good.
I wasn't there.
You
Good,
told
and a mystery it
us.
shall remain.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I never did.
Yeah,
It's never
nobody
up
cares.
on there,
Nobody cares.
and nobody cares.
We
I
care.
swear he
It's
told
just-
us it had something to do with he
He
thought
did tell
no,
us at one point.
he did. I just
Yeah.
I
Because
don't think I did.
we did a whole episode on
Yeah,
what
we
got you
did.
into Fallout.
yeah. That
Well,
was
yeah,
like
but I
our
wasn't
intro
there.
kind of thing.
Guys,
Oh.
focus.
Oh, you know what? That's right.
I wasn't
wasn't?
there.
Focus.
Anyway,
Oh yeah,
Fox
because
is
we were
saying
gonna
focus.
record it and he was gonna drop it in and he never did.
I forgot to.
That
conveniently.
you're right.
Well, that'd be a good time to
So
spill the beans there, Maverick.
It's fine.
Nah.
we should actually take our break real quick and then come back. Because then we can jump into the rest of our stuff.
Let's
Yeah.
all go to the movies.
No, don't.
Harlan's
That's a
not
Romer
here.
thing.
All right,
Somebody-
everybody,
That is a
we'll be
Romer
right back
thing.
after this message. Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to go ahead and continue on. I'm going to pass the reins over to Dawn down there, and she's going to, or Sassy Lady. Sorry, I'm reading her name on there. Oh, her real name. Oh,
My real
anyway,
name.
Oh
so
my god!
we're going to go
And-
ahead and go into her favorite DLC, and from then, it's going to be my turn.
And
All right,
if you
here we
don't know
go.
my real name, you're obviously not following me on Twitter.
You have not been paying attention.
There you go.
Exactly. So I chose, I guess, if we're doing runner up, I would have to say Point Lookout is my runner up. Because that was so cool to me to again be leaving, like the main wasteland and going to a different location that was very different from what we'd been playing in, and having a completely different environment with different enemies and such. And then but I chose Nuka World, and I think I've talked about this before as being my favorite DLC. But I mean, I just loved it because it's Disney World basically on Cola. And because you have all the different lands, you got the little jungle land, and you got the space land, and you got the kitty land, and you have all the different lands, and then you had all the different raider groups and everything, which was cool. And then you had all that area outside of it with the different things like the haunted house and the mansion for the whatever. And yes, you got a settlement at a Nuka or a Red Rocket station or whatever, and yippee. But the thing that I hate about Nuka World, because it was a lot of fun going through it was a lot of fun integrating yourself in with the raiders and becoming the leader and everything else, but then you had to make a choice. Either you give up all your stuff that you worked hard on in the Commonwealth, or you kill everybody. And I chose to do that because I didn't want Preston Garvey giving me crap, and I kind of liked being the general of the Minutemen. I felt really important.
Preston Garvey can go rot somewhere.
I liked being important, and I didn't want to hear Preston giving me crap about everything. So I just didn't have time for his mess. So I chose to kill the raiders. Well, after that, it's like, damn, this place is dull. So I wish that somehow we could have just kept the raiders in Nuka World and treated them like their own settlement, and just traded with them back and forth with the other settlements. Like, hey, I'm in charge of Nuka World. Why can't I set the rules? Like, we don't have to steal from other people, but they could trade. Like, we didn't have to kill them in order to continue. I don't know. I felt like that was kind of a lame. I guess they really wanted to force the good guy, bad guy ending or whatever, but I just hated the fact that once you killed everybody, it was just a dead, empty place, except for the couple of slave people that were left in the little market area. Anyway,
I don't know. I kind of like that because I felt it was more consistent to the characters and the factions. It was like they weren't gonna get along. They weren't gonna. There was no way. So it's
Yeah, I
like make a
know,
choice.
yeah.
You
and
coward.
I get that, like, making you make a choice, but I
Raider.
guess I'm not a big. And Graham, we were wiping out raider settlements right and left, but I feel like and maybe I've been playing Fallout 76 too long because that's how it is in 76. You get along with both groups. You don't wipe out unless they're blood eagles. You don't wipe them out, on first sight. You
Blood eagles are a
basically
special kind of weird.
they are, but like, you're friendly with the raiders and you're friendly with the settlers, and and everybody's like chill with it. They talk trash about each other, but they don't do anything about it. It's not like, when you're in Fallout 4 where that's just not going to happen. Fallout 76 is like Fallout Light, I guess, in that way. It is. It is. Where everybody gets a love. It's like
Everybody gets a trophy.
Everybody gets along. It's like peace and love, y'all.
Cowards.
Cowards.
I'm just kidding. I mean, for 76, a live service game, it kind of has to work that way.
Yeah.
So I get it by necessity.
I agree.
But I didn't like that part personally.
Right. Well, yeah, because like your actions don't have consequences.
Kind of like with Fallout 3, you had karma.
Yeah, you have karma. So like you show up in certain places and they're like, we hate you, Same in New Vegas, right? So, you're nice, or what's the system in New Vegas? I can't remember off the top of my head. You're notorious or something like that, and then
vilified.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be vilified or
vilified, disliked, liked.
And then it's like reverend or something like that.
Yeah.
Revered.
Yeah. So
Revered.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that. That way, if you show up at the wrong place, they don't like you that much. But
right.
But in 76, it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you can show up. Like if you very, very early on show up at the Raider base, and you haven't done any Raider quests yet, then yeah, they're probably going to shoot you. But once you've done that initial thing, then everything's chill and they never get mad at you, I suppose, unless you went in there guns blazing. I don't know.
There are some people that have probably done it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, you mean there's other ways to go into Raider camps?
Yes. Yes.
Like walk.
Yes, you can. Yeah, it's just you kill everything in sight.
I did mayor for a day in Watoga, so I can walk around in Watoga without being shot at by the robots. But the daily or weekly or whatever is to kill 5 assaultrons. Easiest place to find assaultrons is in Watoga. But I'm friendly with them, so I figured if I shot them, they would all come after me. They didn't. It was wild. I killed them and they never got hostile.
Go figure.
And none of them came after me.
Mayor must have a good reason for it. The mayor wouldn't kill us if it wasn't for a good reason.
I shot 5 assaultrons and nobody cared. And
not
even the ones that were dying.
at the White Spring.
They care. They'll care if you shoot them.
At the White Spring?
Yes. They will care. You shoot a robot. I shot one by accident because I was trying to shoot a zombie.
Oh, dude, if you hit anything at the White Spring,
a scorched or something, and like the stupid Mr. Handy flew in front of my gun, and I shot him, and then all of a sudden it was like pew 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 pew. Everybody was after me, and I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was bad news. I had to stay away from there for a while, so they forgot about it.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
But Watoga, they don't care. Shoot them in the head, shoot them till they're dead. They don't care.
Bob, he was a jerk anyways. He owed me money.
Yeah, must have been it.
Anybody else got any thoughts on Nuka World?
I have a couple thoughts about Nuka World. One, it's more of a gripe that was already talked about, but I want to get into it a little bit further. Is that once you take the good guy ending and clear everybody out, pretty much, you can't use it. You can't use like Nuka World as a whole, like you do the castle. The castle is a big settlement, but I feel like Nuka World's probably just as big, even just a little bit bigger. And with all of it spread out, I don't think it would be an issue to have a more like a fortress settlement type thing other than the castle. I know you get the Red Rocket settlement place.
Yeah, but you're talking about like Nuka World itself, like the amusement park. Yeah, I mean, even if you just did the the main area where the raiders are living, yeah, that would have been cool to be able to
Yeah,
have that.
because you already got slaves that could be, well,
Your
after you
vendors.
kill yeah, after you kill everyone, they're not slaves anymore.
Right.
But
They still have collars on though. It's weird.
yeah, I know it is weird. But yeah, that's probably one of the few gripes I have about Nuka World.
Mhm.
Besides,
Yeah. It's just a big unused cool space.
yeah, I feel like
Can't do anything with it.
they could have done,
Because it'd be cool to
could have
like
done
bring
more.
settlers in and be like, here's the playground, let's hang out. But you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch little Johnny fall off the swing set in the playground.
Yeah. But that's why you got your little med bay. Sure. Well, Wasteland doctor that up.
Yeah, that's
It's
about
got
the
some
only
duct
thing
tape.
I had on it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get into mine then.
Yeah.
So, if anybody wasn't paying attention, my DLC is Dead Money. It's one I chose, and
Oh my gosh, we did not know that.
The shocker,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, shocker.
so
Sorry.
I picked it because I really like the storyline and a lot of the character development that's in that. You get to meet a lot of interesting characters in that one. So kind of to give you an overview, you start out where you find the drainage ditch. And well, I guess you call it a drainage ditch. It's a little like hatch kind of thing. That's how you find the area. It's actually like a Brotherhood of Steel bunker. Once you get inside of there, you kind of get looking around, and then you get introduced to Paladin Ramos. I think that's how you say it, Ramus or Ramos. Romulus? No, I'm just kidding. But so inside there, you'll find a bunch of different like Brotherhood of Steel items inside this vault. And inside there, when you meet Ramos, he kind of gives you kind of an overview or an explanation about Elder Elijah. And he kind of tells you like this is all his kind of stuff. And he also mentions, I believe her name was Veronica, and that was his protege. His protege kind of hints to the fact that he's kind of lost his marbles or whatnot. At the time, you don't really know what any of this means. You're like, why are you telling me this about this guy? And, they're like, they mentioned the Sierra Madre. And when you kind of go around the corner and you start heading, you see this like old fashioned radio thing. And to me, it's just kind of cool how you end up there because it's like I said before, it kind of reminds me of Fallout 3 when you're get Fox out of his room and then you start moving and the Enclave knocks you out. Well, it's kind of the same thing as you're walking around the corner and you start walking towards this little radio and something knocks you out. And then you wake up and you're in the Sierra Madre's like courtyard area and you get awoken by Elijah as a hologram in the middle, like right above the fountain area there. And he has put a bomb collar on you. And he explains to you that he needs you to, and he does it. By the way, they take all your stuff away. You don't have anything. He gives you some weapons and stuff, but other than that, you're like all your other stuff, it just disappears. That's one thing that bothered me when I first got there. I was like, man, I had all this stuff and it's gone now. I was so pissed about that. But
why I felt on Mothership Zeta.
yeah, I think they do that to you on purpose to make you like focus on the fact of doing the DLC instead of just blowing right through it.
Right.
But so you're there and he explains to you that you've got your bomb collar on your neck, but it's not only just what you do, it's you got 3 other people that are going to be part of a group. And as a group, you guys are going to like break into the Sierra Madre and do a heist of some sort. And he doesn't tell you what it is you're going after. He won't tell you that part because you're not important enough. The thing that makes it really interesting is not only do you have to go and convince all these different characters to kind of follow direction and be a team with you, but you've also can't let any of them die, because if any one of them dies, you die, or vice versa or whatever. So there's a lot of elements that make this a very difficult thing. But the cool part is that you're dealing with very interesting characters. Like the first one, probably my favorite character, which is Dog. Dog is also God, so you got these 2 elements. So God and Dog, he's a super mutant nightkin. Did I say that right? Yeah, super mutant Niken, and he's got like dual personality syndrome. So like God is highly intelligent and very dangerous, and is more of a he's more self-sufficient, more likely to just kill you. And then you've got Dog, who with the you get this like recording of Elijah's voice, and so Dog kind of will obey you using his voice, and he's a little bit more of a dum dum, but he's a lot more loyal and he's a lot more controllable. Uh, Another character that I found that's really cool is it Dean? I always get his
Dean
last name.
Domino.
Yeah, Dean
Domino.
Domino. I always get his name mixed up, but he's a ghoul with like an
Mhm.
English accent, and he's like an assassin. You know, it's almost like a James Bondish kind of character in
Yeah,
a way.
he's
And
cool.
he's kind of a smart ass, and
Mhm.
he's kind of just out for himself, you know.
Yeah.
And the character's like kind of endearing, you know, in a way that you kind of become pals with him in a way, you know. And it's I really enjoy that character. As you go along, you also find Christine. Christine's a very strange character in this. She is somebody that you find inside of a medical facility, or it's one of those little cone things that just slides
The
up.
Autodoc.
There you go, an auto doc, and it's done some pretty like graphically brutal things to her. She's got scars all over her, and they've literally taken her voice box out. And yeah, she can't talk to you unless she's doing like pantomiming or whatever to get her point across to you. So you've got these. So now you've got your like three characters that normally we shouldn't work together at all, you know, but they do. They manage to, you know, you manage to get to where you guys go into the casino. Now, I don't want to get into too much detail, but all I'm going to tell you is that once you get inside the casino area, the storylines become more dynamic. There's multiple twist kind of feelings in there. You can go, you know, kind of like choose your own adventure elements. You could really screw things up, or you can really create this dynamic of a team while you're in this. And there's so many different ways that this can go. It's a really cool story, and I really, really enjoyed it.
I like it too. You know who Christine is, right?
What do you mean?
The character, isn't she Veronica's girlfriend?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. They've got a connection there. Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about what the connection was between her and Veronica, but yes, they do have a connection. I don't remember.
They were real friendly.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people were saying like it would be cool if after that you could have reunited them, if that was a
I
possibility.
do know that
to
there's
do that.
conversations like before and after, you know, and
Mhm.
you know, oh, she was there, you know, but it's
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to get into the story because I don't want to ruin too much of the, you know, I was like, how do I tell this without giving away too much? And I'm like, okay, I can talk to things all the way up to the point where you go into the casino.
Most people have played it.
Yeah,
Or-
well, yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I
Just
try
in
to
case.
avoid spoilers.
Just in
I've
case.
seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it because I
If
I
anybody's
watched
wondering why I keep smacking my
Warpath.
face, there's
You
a
got a
fly.
don't you?
It's
figured.
driving me crazy. But
Because they always do it to me at
yeah.
work. Because you cannot keep flies out of a building.
I don't have to worry about
People-
flies.
Nice. Yeah, when people are going in and out
Nice.
all day, it's hard to keep a fly out of a building.
One thing that they do have that I didn't mention was so when you get everybody together, you're supposed to bring them to the fountain, and they're talking about this like event that's supposed to happen, and I think it's called a gala event or gala
It was the
event.
grand opening or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
something
it's
like that.
some sort of like bomb, you know, fireworks, bombs, and all this
Mhm.
other kind of stuff. But that's
Yeah,
part
like
of
the
getting
gala
in. Yeah, it's supposed to kind of make it a good diversion to get in.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So that was one of the things I didn't mention. But other than that, Ginger,
was
your comments, your feelings?
On Dead Money, I love Dead Money. It's like it's such an
To me, it's my
such an
favorite.
interruption of pace, you know?
Yes.
Mhm.
Like it just completely whatever you were going for, whatever you were trying to accomplish is just put up and you got to hold on, you got to finish this and go back to the wasteland. I love Dead Money.
It forces you to get to know those characters. It's pretty cool about that. You know?
And man, they're so interesting. And even the enemies, like don't you have to dismember them? Don't you have
But
to like
yeah.
chop their limbs and stuff off? Yeah, and like
So you
I
have
don't
to
remember.
dismember them and let you
that
get back up.
detail was
I just
crazy.
remember something about the fog and these hologram enemies and
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were these like I don't remember what they were. They were these creepy ass enemies, but you had to like actually
Ghosts, more
you
or
have to
less.
destroy their
Yeah.
limbs in order to actually kill them. They were terrifying. Dead Money is my favorite DLC of any game, not just New Vegas, just any game. It's like the Dark Souls DLC for a Fallout game. I love
To
it.
me, it was a game of its own. Like it literally could have been.
Yeah, it felt
Yeah,
like
man.
it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
It was crazy. But yeah, no, that was a good choice, Jaxus. That's a good one.
It's a great choice. I'd have to rate it in my top 3, to be honest. It's Mothership Zeta, then Far Harbor, and then Dead Money.
Well, see, Far Harbor is actually a mod.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
It's
not.
a DLC.
Is it a
Yeah.
DLC?
Far Harbor's
Yeah.
Far Harbor's
Harbor's
actually isn't
the
it like the
act-
second DLC for Fallout 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of the other thing. What was that one called? I did a thing on it too.
Oh, Point Lookout.
No,
There's a
that's
Point
also a
Lookout for
DLC.
Fallout 3, but there is a mod for
Point
Fallout
Lookout
4
Fallout
called
3.
Point Lookout.
Is
Yeah.
there? You,
Anyways,
there's a
anyway.
lot of mods for Fallout 4, but
Yeah.
Including
That's-
DLC sides
wouldn't know it,
mods,
yeah, they're doing a lot of DLC sides mods. So
like
I mean, that's
Fallout
what
Miami.
most of the new
Yeah,
mods are
what
based
last
on.
time?
It might be Far
Fallout.
Harbor because remember when we did the mod thing, we were mixing DLCs and mods up.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Because I
Because
remember I
we
did those
forgot
long
about
little
it.
thing about about Far Harbor or one of those, and it had a really good story to it. But I could have swore it was a mod that I was doing. And
I think it was a mod, but I think you're
But
confusing
I don't think it
with
was Far Harbor. Yeah. Yeah. You were talking
think
about
you're
something that did have a
confusing-
good story, but it wasn't Far Harbor. I
right,
forget
right.
now
No,
what it was.
yeah, I can't
I think it was something that you were voiced in, right?
No. The only mod that I'm voiced in is Havasu Blues.
Which is for New Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's a New Vegas mod. It's one where you have a character. Right now, I'm not remembering everything, but in that one, it's you have a character who is trying to go and recover something. I think he got his stuff stolen from him or something, and he goes into an airplane. Ironically, he gets into an airplane, and the airplane crashes. And when he crashes, the pilot dies or something like that, and a bunch of characters are damaged or whatever. But there's a conflict with the NCR, and that one was pretty in depth. I mean, they went pretty far on that one. I play Dr. Julian Mendez in that one, so if anybody gets that mod and they go to the doctor and get fixed up, that's me.
If it sounds like Jaxus,
Then it's Jaxus.
it's Jaxus. You're like, if I've heard this
It's
guy before.
Jaxus.
He sounds familiar.
That is
Before-
gonna drive me nuts
Before we
sometimes.
I gotta go put the baby to bed, but so I'll just quickly mention mine, then you guys can talk about them.
Okay.
Baby.
Number one's obviously
Baby.
Dead Money, but well, that's okay. Jaxus took it, so I'll take that way. My honorable mention is Old World Blues, just because it's so wacky and hilarious, and I'm just all about the humor. Old World Blues is just a fun, stupid time. Emphasis on the stupid,
Especially
but in a good way,
Different personalities in sync.
right? Oh, I love
You
it.
like
Okay,
bickering back and forth. You got the little micro Securitron.
right?
Do all the coffee mugs. And the
Giant
Is that where the
dog.
talking toaster comes
Psycho.
from?
Yeah, the docking toasters in that one. Oh man, if you haven't played Old World Blues, you're just do yourself a favor and play it. It's a fun little time. It'll make you giggle.
Matter of fact, that's the one I'm working on right now. I'm on my second playthrough of New Vegas. And
I'm actually playing
on
New
all
Vegas
the blues
myself right now.
Oh man, it's
I
good.
kind of
Anyways,
wanted to do
I
that.
played
before
5
we-
minutes the other night.
the
I
DLC
wanted-
the DLC that I'm gonna say is my favorite. I don't know if this counts, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Is a Wastelanders expansion for Fallout 76.
Yes.
It put life back into the game.
It
you know?
did. It did. It did make the game way more, because even today,
Absolutely,
you know,
Wastelanders did.
I'm doing my dailies and my weeklies or whatever in Fallout 76, and I'm just wandering around the wasteland, and you know, and you just see these NPCs just standing around like in the riverbed or whatever, and they're, you know, they talk about how there's gold in the mountains and it's mine,
then
it's
there are
mine,
hills.
you go away, it's mine, you know, and I was here first, and it's just funny.
Oh, that'd be a great 76 DLC if they actually found gold.
Right, have a whole gold rush thing. And
That'd
then,
be
you know,
awesome.
and sometimes like I walked up to one today and he was like, "Man, you don't look so good. You want some help?" And I was like, "Sure." And he gives me a stim pack. And I'm like, I already got like 75.
It's
But
like
sure, give me another
900.
one.
It's like I got so
Yeah.
many, I'm giving them away.
I know. Well, I have to
like,
routinely sell them or give them away because they weigh so dang much.
Come running up to you. One of the kings come running up to you, like, here, have this.
Yeah.
Here, have that.
I was stuck in some
While I walk in the
level 4 today, and I finally gave up because she was just like, I was like, you know what? You're good.
Well, for me, it was I got back into it because I wanted to go walk around Good Springs again, and a lot of it's just to familiarize myself because we're going to be having another Good Springs event in November on the 11th and 12th at the Pioneer Saloon in actual Good Springs here in Nevada, and
Woo, I'll be there this
yeah,
year.
that'll
Woohoo.
be a big event, and we'll all be out there, and I'm going to try to. So I'm going to be out there with Chipmunk, and Maverick will be showing up, but I'm going to be at Chipmunk's table probably if I don't have my own table still. I don't know. I might like the idea of hanging out with Chip because we got along really well. I actually went and had dinner with him.
He's a cool guy.
And then
if Maverick doesn't behave, you can always put him through the table.
That's true.
But I'm going to do a satellite station there, and I'm going to try and have interviews with people that are there at the event, kind of getting their take on their experience while they're there. You know, kind of see if we can put
Roundtable live episode.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a live stream per se.
Well, maybe not live stream, but it live from
live
blah,
for
blah,
later.
blah.
It'll be
live for later.
Recorded live to upload.
Recorded live to be uploaded. But the whole idea is kind of just to get an idea and a feel for it, and I'll probably post that up on YouTube as I did the last time when I did an interview with Steven Statz, who's the owner of the Pioneer Saloon, and of course I'll interview him again. Oh, speaking of which, I also did an interview recently with Steven Statz on his podcast, which is What's What with Old Man Liver on YouTube. If you guys go check that out, and you'll see I was on there along with Chip. TKS Mantis has a showing on there along with our very own Kenny Vigu from the Fallout 76 podcast. Chad, if anybody's ever watched that, if you haven't, you're missing out on things.
Yeah, Fallout story.
Yeah. And there's
Great
also another individual named Adam. His last name is escaping me at the moment. Oh my goodness. I'm going to actually look that up real quick because I don't want to screw that up. Yeah. Adam Flowers is his name. And during that time, he's going to be shuttling people from the hotel kind of to the event kind of thing. So it'll be kind of like he runs tours throughout the entire area. And so
that's fun.
Yeah, he might have something going on there.
Is there a way to share that on our YouTube channel, or is that a thing?
Sure. What the interview?
The interview that you were in, the one that you did with Chip and those guys?
I don't know if we could share it on our YouTube channel per se, but we might be able to put a link or something to it.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't
link to it in the Discord.
Right.
You did.
Right.
Yeah,
I think I already did all that.
That is.
You did.
I plastered it everywhere, man. I put it on
Did
Twitter.
You put it on Twitter? You could do it on Twitter.
So if you guys go to Twitter
at Fallout RTB.
Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
Nice segue.
That place. yeah.
But anyway, so
I guess
that makes sense.
Good Spring Cemetery. Yeah, over here's where your character gets shot at the beginning.
This is where the game starts.
That would be a cool idea, and that's
probably where Benny dumps your sorry carcass.
Here, climb in this hole.
I'm sure he's probably working on something with that. I just don't know.
We're going to give you the whole experience. I'm going to hold this gun.
Well, there's a lot of areas. So, there's a lot of areas like Black Mountain, for instance, that you can't go to. You can't just drive up there. Matter of fact, Chip does some of his filming from there, but he got special permission to be allowed onto these areas.
Yeah, he said he had to make sure that he made it very clear in his video that he had special permission and you cannot go. yeah,
it's not for just anybody. So anybody that's interested in checking out all these different areas where Fallout, things have happened, check ahead of time. Don't just go driving up there, because you go driving up there, you're going to waste some of your time in some of these places, because they're going to turn you right around and send you right back out of there again.
Especially if it's like a military type thing.
Especially.
Most definitely
If
if
you
it's
don't get
military, but
arrested.
and also, state or city, the main thing is like, so for Black Mountain, where the radio station is up on the top of the hill and all that stuff, there's areas up there that if you are standing in the wrong spot, there's microwaves. And what those microwaves will do is if you're standing in those areas that are in a bad spot, it does exactly what your microwave does. It will cook you from the inside.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And that is
Yes.
not cool.
So trespasser beware.
Yeah. You will die.
Whoa.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some stuff out there that you really don't want to go messing with.
Holy cow. And if you don't know, which way or whatever, check out the Chipmunk Show. He has a travel show.
Probably my kids love watching his stuff.
Oh my gosh, who doesn't?
It's like
He's
watching
hilarious.
a little documentary with a character that it's just entertaining.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
very, very informative.
He goes to different spots. He talks about the history. He talks about the fallout. He talks about, whatever. And he does as much as he can to show you what you're looking at from a fallout perspective. And sometimes, because of the fact that he's a producer and he has a show and he has a following, sometimes he can get in places where we can't, like Black Mountain. So, you might get to see a little more than normal folk.
But yeah, you could see me with my old man hair. I didn't cut my hair before that interview, and actually the interview was like my inspiration. I was watching the interview and I went,
oh, and you're like, gotta cut my hair.
yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I kind of lost my edge, and like I'm watching my belly stick in there, and I'm like, oh, I got 20 pounds to kill. All right, well, what can I fix quickly? The hair.
What's gonna make a
I went
difference
with that.
today?
Yeah, right. Well, got to get my edge back somehow.
We're trying. We're all trying to keep our edge.
So, Aaron, do you have anything that you want to plug or anything? Like, are you doing anything? You got your own podcast or anything like that?
No, I'm actually usually the serial lurker on the Discord and occasional crap talker.
Okay, well, I guess you can find him in the Robots Radio Network.
He's in our Discord.
He's in our Discord.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he's in our Discord.
Our actual Discord. So you can find Aaron hanging out there.
The actual
and he goes by
Roundtable
Warpath?
Discord.
Is it
Warpath.
Yeah, he goes by Warpath.
Yeah. So you can find him there in our Discord, and you can shoot your shit with him in there and talk about a little this and a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Got to get our little PG-13 blow in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Got to live up to our rating.
Right.
Well, shit, if I'd have known that, I might have done that sooner.
There you go.
Coming up in the future, I will be making some shorts for the Fallout Roundtable on YouTube. I have been experimenting with that with my own show, the Content Creators Guide. I've been doing a couple shorts there, and they're doing okay. Actually doing pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and start creating some shorts for Fallout. And
maybe we could do that.
Yeah, and it's just I'm really slow, that. So,
well, maybe everybody can contribute.
But anyway, all right. So, anybody got anything else?
Not really.
Well, 4th of July is coming up, so everybody have a safe holiday.
Yeah.
Don't blow yourself up.
Don't blow yourself up.
Do not blow yourself up. Follow the directions of your fireworks. Do not die.
When you light it, stand away.
Yeah.
Do not lose fingers.
And if you look around you and everything growing out of the ground is brown, you're in the wrong place.
You're not, don't light there.
All right, folks.
We at the Fallout.
We're going to say goodbye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Adios.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.